First launched in 2021, Punch quickly grew into one of the most important models from Tata Motors. Its strong acceptance across city and small town buyers helped it achieve a massive milestone in 2024 when Punch became India's highest selling car. Now, as 2026 begins, Tata Motors is ready to build on that success with the Punch facelift. The updated Punch doesn't just get a fresh look, it also brings new features, meaningful updates, and an all-new engine, aimed at keeping India's favorite micro SUV right at the top. We are in Pune for a test drive and tell you all about it. Let's get started. Starting with the design, front of the new Punch has been completely refreshed, and it now clearly follows Tata's latest SUV design language, something we have already seen on cars like Nexon, Harrier and Safari. The bonnet looks muscular with sharp angular lines towards the edges. In the center, you get this piano black panel that houses the Tata Motors logo, while on either side are the LED DRLs, which also double up as turn indicators. Lower down, you'll notice this chunky blacked out bumper. It gives the Punch a strong road presence and makes it look more SUV-like. In the center sits the front camera, and on the sides you get these auto LED headlights along with LED fog lamps that also offer a cornering function, which is actually one of the many first-in-segment features on the new Punch. Just below the number plate, in the lower grille, there's this rectangular panel. Usually, this kind of design is seen on cars equipped with radar-based ADAS. However, Tata Motors isn't offering ADAS features on the Punch yet. For now, they say it's purely a design element. Moving to the side profile, the big highlight here is the 16-inch dual-tone alloy wheels, shod with Goodyear 195/60 tires. They really add to the premium stance of the car. You also get cameras integrated into the ORVMs, which enable the 360-degree camera view. Braking hardware remains the same, disc brakes at the front and drum brakes at the rear. One thing worth noting is that tire wall insulation could have been better, which would have helped reduce the cabin NVH. At the rear, Punch gets a complete redesign. The standout feature here is the new connected LED tail lamp setup, which looks really good and adds a modern touch. You also get a new roof spoiler at the top, giving the rear a sportier appearance. In the center, there's a chunky Tata logo with the Punch branding placed just below it. The rear camera is positioned here, while the reverse lamp is neatly integrated into the lower bumper. You also get roof rails, a shark fin antenna, and a single pane sunroof on the roof. To sum up the exterior design, the new Punch looks like a proper upgrade. In fact, when you see it next to the older Punch on the road, the older model instantly starts to feel dated. Moving inside, the interiors of the new Punch have also seen a noticeable redesign. Starting with the door pads, you get a dual-tone black and white theme. Everything here is hard plastic with no soft touch materials, but the quality feels decent and in line with what you'd expect at this price point. Up top, you have the door lock and unlock lever. Below that is the armrest with controls for power windows and ORVMs. The driver window gets a one-touch up and down function. You also get a small storage area here for keys or loose change. Further down, there's space to store bottles or even an umbrella, along with a speaker integrated into the door. Overall, the Punch gets a total of 4 tweeters and 4 speakers. The fabric seats are finished in a dual-tone black and grey shade, and they look quite nice and complement the cabin well. Tata Motors has also improved the seat cushioning this time, making them more comfortable than before. You even get an under-thigh extender, which really helps on longer drives. The driver's seat gets manual height adjustment. The steering wheel is all new as well. It's a flat bottom unit with a leather wrap and an illuminated Tata Motors logo in the center. Feels good to hold, but only gets tilt adjust and no reach. On the left side, you have controls for audio, phone and voice commands, while the right side houses controls for the instrument cluster and cruise control. Behind the steering wheel is a 7-inch digital instrument cluster, which can be operated using the steering mounted buttons. You get trip information, average fuel efficiency and an instant fuel economy. For CNG variants, the display shows detailed CNG specific information separately, making it easier to track CNG usage. TPMS is also offered, but it doesn't show the exact tire pressure values. It only alerts you when tire pressure is low and tells you which tire needs attention. You can also change the layout of the instrument cluster based on your preference. One interesting thing to note is that the CNG AMT variant does not get cruise control, but it does get pedal shifters. Wiper controls are on the left stalk and headlight controls are on the right. You get rain sensing wipers and automatic headlights in the new Punch. The dashboard gets dual tone black and white theme, and once again is finished entirely in hard plastic. At the center is the new 10.25-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The screen is bright, sharp, and easy to read, and it also houses controls for audio, AC, and other functions. You can even access the 360-degree camera view at the touch of a button. Below the screen, you have a touch-based panel for hill descent control, hazard lights, lock unlock, and the 360-degree camera shortcut. The AC controls are also touch-based, but Tata has smartly retained physical toggles for fan speed and temperature. Lower down, you get a 12-volt socket and two Type-C USB ports, one of which is a 65-watt fast charging port. There's also a wireless charging pad here. The 6-speed manual gear lever in the turbo petrol variant feels familiar, similar to other Tata cars, and the same goes for the AMT gear lever. The center console has been redesigned and now gets a sliding armrest with a soft fabric finish. Under it, there's additional storage space. You also get cup holders and a manual handbrake. And this is how the key for the new Punch looks, with buttons for lock, unlock, lights, and boot release. Another welcome addition is the auto-dimming IRVM, which is a much needed feature. The driver sun visor does not get a vanity mirror, while the passenger side does. Roof-mounted grab handles get a soft close mechanism, and even the glove box opens softly. Small touches, but they do improve the cabin experience. Up top, you'll find buttons for SOS, cabin lights, passenger airbag, and the sunroof. Interestingly, the sunroof can also be operated using voice commands. Moving to the rear seats, the door design is similar to the front, with dual-tone finish, tweeter, and speaker. You get a power window switch and bottle holder here as well. The rear seats are comfortable, offering good back and thigh support. Headroom is decent and the headrests provide good support, although there is no headrest for the center passenger. You do get a foldable center armrest which adds to the comfort. Rear AC vents are now offered along with a 15-watt Type-C charging port and a space to keep your phone. There are also seat back pockets behind the front seats for storing a tablet or newspaper. One thing to note is that the rear seats do not get occupant detection sensors. So, even if no one is sitting at the back, you need to keep the seatbelts fastened. Otherwise, the seatbelt warning keeps beeping for a while when you start the car, which can get a bit annoying. Boot space is decent for the segment. You get a parcel tray and a boot lamp as well. This is the petrol variant where the spare wheel is placed under the boot floor. It's a 15-inch steel wheel with a 185/70 section tire. In the CNG variant, boot space is noticeably reduced due to the CNG tanks, and the spare wheel is mounted under the body, as you can see here. New Tata Punch is available in a choice of 3 engine options. You get a 1.2-litre petrol, a 1.2-litre petrol with CNG, and a 1.2-litre turbo petrol. Talking about transmission options, the turbo petrol is only available with a 6-speed manual gearbox, while with the other two, you have 5-speed manual or a 5-speed AMT on offer. Let's start with the turbo manual variant because this one genuinely surprised us. The moment you get moving, throttle response feels eager. In fact, you can even get a bit of wheel spin in the second gear. There is some turbo lag, but it's not something that bothers you. Once the turbo spools up, the car pulls cleanly. In city traffic, low-end torque is strong. You can comfortably crawl in the second gear, which makes bumper-to-bumper driving easy. Overtakes in the city don't need much planning either. Just slot a gear down and go. That said, refinement is not the Punch Turbo's strongest suit. You do hear the engine inside the cabin, and there is a bit of harshness when you push it. NVH levels are not the best in segment, especially at higher revs. But vibration levels are well controlled and never intrusive. Clutch weight is nice and light, which helps in traffic, but the gearbox feels slightly notchy. It's not bad, but it could have been smoother. Out on the highway, the extra power really makes a difference. Cruising in triple-digit speeds is effortless, and quick overtakes feel confident. Stability during lane changes is decent, steering confidence is acceptable, and overall, the turbo makes highway driving much easier than you would expect. There is engine noise, road noise, and even some outside traffic noise filtering in, even with the windows up. But if you are okay with that trade-off, the performance on offer more than makes up for it. Now, moving on to the Punch Petrol CNG with AMT. And this one has a very different personality. The first thing you notice is smoothness. Compared to the turbo, this engine feels calmer and more refined. Switching between petrol and CNG modes is very smooth and almost unnoticeable. However, the power deficit in CNG mode is clearly noticeable. Throttle response is relaxed, and this car prefers a gentle driving style. In bumper-to-bumper traffic, the AMT's creep function does help, so daily driving doesn't feel stressful. That said, AMT behavior is jerky, especially during upshifts. While the convenience of an automatic is a big plus, the gear changes can get annoying. If you want to overtake, you'll need to plan ahead and downshift. Pedal shifters do come handy in such scenarios. On the highway, the Punch CNG can cruise comfortably in triple-digit speeds on flat roads. But once there is an uphill climb or there's a load on board, you can feel the engine working harder. With full load and luggage, performance feels sluggish. Engine noise is present under load, but it's still less harsh than the turbo unit. Long distance fatigue didn't stand out as an issue, and overall, it remains a calm, easygoing cruiser rather than an enthusiastic one. One area where both versions shine is ride quality. The Punch handles potholes, broken roads and bad patches really well. Suspension tuning is spot on for Indian conditions. There is some body roll when you push it around corners, but it always feels predictable and confident. Steering is light at low speeds, turning radius is good, parking is easy, and at higher speeds, the car remains stable. We also did some off-roading on specially curated tracks where the Punch truly showed its SUV prowess. Some of the off-road activities include 90-degree drop, ascent and descent, driving on log bed, driving on rock bed, side incline, water wading, etc. Braking performance is decent and the overall feeling of solidity is reassuring. The 5-star safety rating really shows in the way the car feels on the road, planted, confidence-inspiring and secure.
To sum it up, the new Punch feels more complete than ever. The addition of the 1.2-litre turbo petrol engine brings the performance it was missing earlier, while the compact size, comfortable ride quality and confident road manners make it well suited for everyday city driving as well as the occasional highway run. The availability of AMT with Punch CNG adds another practical layer, keeping running costs in check while making daily commutes far easier in heavy traffic. With a proven 5-star safety rating backing it up, the new Punch continues to be a sensible, well-rounded choice. And now, with these updates, an even stronger one. That is all we have to say about the new Punch from its first drive here in Pune. We hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching.